This map of the Indian subcontinent highlights the Ganga Basin, a massive catchment area that accounts for a full quarter of India's entire landmass. But a system this massive doesn't start as a single stream. You can't point to one spot on a map and say, this is the Ganga. It's violently stitched together from dozens of glacial headstreams at the freezing top of the world. The primary source stream, the Bhagirathi, is born here, the Gangotri Glacier. This massive ice block near the Tibetan border stretches 30 kilometers long. Meanwhile, a second massive headstream, the Alaknanda, is busy building its own volume. It absorbs 5 distinct rivers at sacred mountain confluences known as the Panch Prayag, crashing aggressively through tight rocky gorges. Finally, at the town of Devaprayag, the Alaknanda and the Bhagirathi collide. Only here, where these two distinct colored currents violently merge, does the single entity known as the Ganga officially exist. Gravity drives this mountain network, generating immense initial water pressure. But a fast, violent river trapped in a Himalayan gorge cannot support millions of farms or build a civilization. To do that, the Ganga has to escape the Shivalik hills and completely flatten out. That breakout happens at towns like Rishikesh and Haridwar. The sudden drop in elevation forces the river to hit the brakes. It slows down, widens out, and begins its sprawling journey to the southeast. This map of the northern plains reveals a major challenge. To cross this hot, flat expanse, the Ganga pulls reinforcements from the dry right bank. Starting west at the Yamunotri Glacier, the Yamuna River carves a parallel descent into the flatlands. The Yamuna takes the brunt of northern India's industrial and demographic weight. As it flows through Delhi, it absorbs staggering levels of human waste and chemical runoff, sometimes leaving its surface choked under thick, toxic white foam. By the time it flows calmly past the Taj Mahal in Agra, the Yamuna acts as a massive catchment of its own, absorbing powerful southern tributaries like the Chambal, Betwa, and Ken. The Yamuna functions as an independent, parallel megariver. It carries the weight of India's primary industrial and demographic hubs for hundreds of miles before finally surrendering its flow to the main stem. That surrender happens at Prayagraj. Known as the Triveni Sangam, this geographical convergence draws enormous fleets of boats and millions of pilgrims. The hydrological impact right here is massive. The Yamuna dumps its entire payload at once, exponentially supercharging the Ganga's volume and width for the next leg of the journey. This map of central India shows why that volume is necessary to reach the next major reinforcement. Originating on the Amarkantak Plateau, the Son River cuts a steep northeast path, intercepting the main artery just above Patna for a critical fuel injection. Without the relentless gravitational pull drawing these massive right bank rivers into the main stem, the Ganga simply wouldn't have the sheer hydrological mass to survive its crossing of the subcontinent. But after traversing those plains, the swollen river runs headfirst into human engineering. At the Farakka Barrage in West Bengal, the water is halted and forced to split. Here, it ceases to be the single Ganga. This map shows the river cleanly bifurcated. The main branch flows east into Bangladesh as the Padma, while a diverted share is pushed south as the Hooghly. Past Calcutta, it accepts one final right bank tributary, the Damodar River, adding the last influx of water. Finally, the waters fan out into the Bay of Bengal. They weave through a sprawling web of tidal channels and tangled, dense mangrove forests, forming the largest delta in the world. But draining the most densely populated region on Earth exacts a brutal toll. The water that reaches the delta carries decades of extreme pollution, triggering the $2.5 billion Namami Gange project, which deploys everything from massive treatment plants to mechanized skimmers just to pull waste from the surface. The Ganga survives as a fragile, managed artery. While gravity dictates its path from the glaciers to the sea, human intervention now determines whether the water actually completes the journey.